Hi, and welcome to episode 7 of
The wedding day drew near. They said to morn what evening. I wish you'd tell me, dear. How do you feel when you marry your ideal?
Hi, and welcome to week 7 of Grandma's Gramophone. So this week's track, next one in the box is, it's on the Eclipse label, I've Gone and Lost My Little Yo-Yo by Jack Gross and his Metropole Players. Jack Gross and his Metropole Players. See how that one turns out. Nice little cover as well. Looks like the original.
What are you crying for? Gee, I'm in a mess. Why, what's the do, lad? I'm sad and disappointed, I'm as sore as I can be. When the missus finds what happened, she'll be more upset than me. There'll be no peace for me at home, it's sure to cause a row. I didn't want to tell her, but I'll have to tell her now. I had it when I left the house at 10:30. I know I had it quite alright. I showed it to a policeman at the corner then. He laughed with all his might. The wife will want to have a game when I get home, but I can't find it. Oh no, it's my unlucky day. Whatever will she say when she finds I've gone and lost me little yo-yo?
Well, another excellent one from my grandma. That was 1932, and great stuff, great stuff. You know, one of the things that I think is really great about listening to these, because I'm sure loads of people have got their grandparents or great-grandparents or their mums and dads' record collections sort of stashed away in the loft or something. But having a listen to them, isn't that fabulous? Because you got another insight into them, into the personality of the person, and you kind of I don't know, see yourself coming through, how, you know, where maybe some of your traits and musical tastes, whether it's eclectic or not. Fabulous. And also something I feel quite strongly about on these really early records and gramophones is how socially revolutionary the whole thing was. You think of man since its evolution and, you know, coming from the apes, and at no point, we've always loved music, we're always banging two rocks together, or hitting a tree trunk, or getting some reeds and put it between your thumbs and making some sort of music and sound and singing, etc. Always been there. But it's been such a rare commodity that throughout the whole of the history of man, normal people would only ever hear music, perhaps when they went to the church, when you went to the pub, and you're having a bit of a party, or later on in the music halls in the last few hundred years in the music halls. But regardless of your social status or your wealth or your education, you'd probably only hear one particular piece of music 2 or 3 times in your lifetime. Even if you were a king, you would not hear, if you particularly like a little bit of Beethoven or something, that particular piece probably more than 2 or 3 times in your lifetime. Suddenly, these gramophones were being produced in the last century, and they didn't care what social status you were from. They didn't care how much money you had. It didn't care what school you went to. It didn't care what your parents were, or what your parents' jobs did, or what you did, or where you were living, or whether you're up north or south, or whether you were in America, or whether you were in Russia or China or Africa. They didn't care. A gramophone was a gramophone. Everyone could afford them, and people could afford records. And for the first time in history, it's unbelievable, first time in history, and it's only 100 years ago, people could get music of different cultures, different stratas that they were in, different classes, and they could listen to it over and over again. They suddenly had the power to listen to music, regardless of where they came from. And to actually have that collection of your own families, your own ancestors' musical choice, when that first hit, it's going to be vastly more powerful. It's wonderful for me to have it, but it's vastly, vastly more powerful, must have been for them then, and the destruction of the social barriers then, than things like the internet are now. It's fantastic. Still, cheers, till next week. Bye.